Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Nathan back here with another video. This is the 81st episode of the SNA podcast, the wrestling news video, part 18. And we're going to be talking about the latest wrestling news stories and rumors that you guys need to know. And I'm going to be reading them on the wrestling article, Wrestling Inc. And we're going to begin starting off with we got some another rare Impact Wrestling news in the Impact Bound for Glory results right here. And usually I don't do no reviews for Impact Wrestling, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do it right here. Reading this wrestling article, it says on Impact's Bound for Glory event, the results of Shelley versus Alexander and Trinity versus Mickey James are right here. It says right here. Welcome to our Wrestling Inc.com live of Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory viewing party. Like what they said on that from last night's show comes from Sir Cicero Stadium in Chicago, Illinois. It says right here. Our live coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I don't think I should read that. Here is what's in store for tonight. It has the Impact World Championship. Alex Shelley against Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship. And then we got Trinity Fatu taking on Mickey James for the Impact Knockouts Women's Championship. We have the Impact X Division champion Chris Sabin taking on Kenta, the former Hideo Itami. The Impact World Tag Team Champions with the Rascals. The Rascals taking on the Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz versus ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay. And then we got the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, which we talked about in our last Impact news video. It's MK Ultra, which is Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich taking on Tasha Steeles and Gianna Perazzo. We have PCO versus Rhino versus Moose versus Steve Macklin and Will Austin, possibly in the Monsters Ball match. Possibly number one contender for the Impact World Champion. We have Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. And we got a 20-person Call Your Shot Gauntlet match featuring Jake Something, Dirty Dango, Eric Young, Jordan Grace, Bully Ray, Gisele Shaw, Frankie Kazarian, Eddie Edwards, Killing King, Jordy Threat, Champagne Singh, Brian Myers, Joe Hendry, Kenny King, Shira, and others. And this is right. The pre-show with Gail Kim introducing Tracy Brooks into the Impact Hall of Fame, and Impact President Scott D'Amore then introduced the commentary duo of Mike Tensei and the late Don West. We have It says right here, Saban backs backs Kenta to the ropes and releases Kenta cheap cheap shops and and replies uh and replies a headlock. Briefly, Saban engage foot and and dives and of a, dives off the apron to knock out Kenta down at ringside. Saban covers back inside before Kenta shot takes back control, driving Saban back down with a neck breaker. Kenta goes back to the headlock and headlock in and takes Saban down to the mat. Saban Saban works his way out and lands a single single leg drop kick. Saban lands a tornado DDT cover. Kenta fires back in a tornado into the ropes and then goes for the cover. Kenta drives Saban into the turnbuckle. The turnbuckle. Kenta goes back on the attack with an open palm strike and a DDT. Kenta lands the double stomp from the top and near fall. And for a near fall, Kenta nearly gets the GTS, but Saban escapes head and then missile drop kicks the back of the head. Saban hits the clothesline following a a cradle a cradle shot to retain impact his impact X Division championship, and then on the monster ball, Moose versus Macklin versus Rhino versus PCO with Macklin ambush Rhino during the entrance, leading to Moose attacking Macklin. Once Moose for for the spear in the ring, PCO's music hits. PCO sucks out with Moose before clotheslining Macklin out. When out, Rhino hits the ring with a chair shot for everyone. Macklin comes back with trash can shots before before slamming PCO onto a ladder. A a ringside and at ringside once up, PCO dives out of the onto Rhino. PCO then delivers delivers a to leg drop to the back of Macklin from the top rope. PCO lands the swanton on Macklin on the apron. Moose hits a Uran, Uranagi, Uranagi on PCO, but PCO pops pops right back up. Another another one connects. PCO up sets up only to get booted. I should say only to get booted and stomped on on almost dumps nailed uh, thumbtacks 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 uh, on on cinder cinder blocks. That's right, yeah, on cinder blocks, and then slams BCO onto it. Of it, Macklin moves back into the ring for a caught in the crosshair, caught in the crosshair. Rhino clotheslines Macklin, and then corner spears. Rhino pulls out a table full of barbed wires. Macklin sends Rhino the post into a post, and then his smashes his right leg with a chair. Macklin up goes up top with bully runs out and shoves Macklin down onto the the wired table. PCO and PCO and Moose returns to the ring where PCO hits a DDT. Moose hits PCO with a chair until gores Rhino gores out of nowhere. PCO hits the PCO salt onto Moose and then pinned him for the win. Possibly getting the number one contenders for a Ring of Honor World Championship match. And then we have a tag team match with the Rascals against the ABC, which Chris, which Bay and Trey, which Bay and Trey double drop kick wins, and Ace and Ace respectively kick kick things off. Ace comes in and controls Bay briefly until Wentz gets the attack and goes for the cover. Wentz holds Ace in the ropes. Trey hits Ace with a neck breaker on the apron, which is known as the hardest part of the ring. And it's the hardest part of the ring, allowing Wentz to cover again. Wentz stomped on Ace's ankle before they were before Trey comes into take over. Ace hits and over the top absorb to glory out of the ring to wipe out the champs. To wipe out the champs, Bay becomes legal and throws Trey out. And it says right here, the Bay uppercuts Wentz and then plants plants both of them over them with a 2-for-1. Bay hits Wentz brainbusters with a brainbuster and tries for the cover. Ace tags in for a double team as he kicks Wentz while Bay drops him with a neck breaker. Wentz uppercuts Ace and then hits a double stomp off the top. Wentz files or flies. Wentz flies out of onto Bay Trey pins Ace for a near fall. Wentz puts Ace on his shoulders, but intervene. Bay intervenes by intervenes. Bay and Trey are on the top. Trey meteora meteor on Ace, and Wentz stomps. Wentz argues with the ref, and then accidentally spray Trey. Bay super kicks Rascals. ABC hits 1, 2, 3 on Wentz and Ace. Pin pin them for the 1, 2, 3, and winners and new tag team champions ABC, I believe. And then we got Mike Bailey taking on Will Ospreay. Lock up to start. Ospreay backs Bailey into the ropes. They flip around each other before before Ospreay goes to the apron. Bailey lands a couple of kicks and then hits a moonsault out of the corner and out of the ring. Ospreay comes back with a big boot in the ring and then a diving crossbody to the outside. Back in Ospreay delivers corner chops. Bailey hits a hip toss before Will Ospreay attempts a headlock. Bailey unloads with super kicks and in the chest, but Ospreay responds with a chop. Ospreay then chops Bailey off the ropes and out of the ring. Ospreay slides out. Bailey leaps over with a moonsault off the ropes, and they both go down. Bailey catch Will Ospreay and more kicks in the ring, and then rallies the crowd. Ospreay ducks Osprey ducks the kick at first, but then eats one. Like, which that's the statistic. Like, if your signature move doesn't, a signature or hit a finishing move, should I say, or even finishing move, if that doesn't work at first, it's gonna be a guarantee it's gonna work the second time. It was lucky for Mike Bailey at this point when he was fighting Will Ospreay last night at Impact's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. And then it also says that they flip around each other again until Will Ospreay lands a big kick. Deliver another kick, super kick, I should say, and it says Ospreay goes for a buckle bomb, but Mike escapes. Mike escapes. Bailey catches Ospreay with a backslide for a 2, and Mike Bailey underloads with more kicks, and then a poison Rama. Will gets on the apron, and Mike kicks his legs out from him. Bailey goes for a backflip, but then Will boots him into the post, and from the post on into the post. Uh, Osprey lands a cutter from the apron, and they fall into the floor. They the beat the count of beat the count as Osprey lands a drop kick followed a os cutter by an os cutter from for a near fall. Both men collide and go down as the crowd erupts. Osprey goes for another cutter, but Bailey catches him with a lung blower. Uh, Bailey lands a Ultimo weapon while Osprey is standing near fall. Bailey sets up for the tornado kick, but Osprey cuts him off in an elbow. With an elbow, Bailey fires back with a kick and then a double knees, I should say, double knees to Bailey. Takes Bailey takes Osprey up top for a footbuster near fall. Bailey finally land the tornado kick and then tries the flamingo. It does go for the flamingo driver, but Osprey escapes. He connects with a styles clash, knocked out knocked out Storm Driver 93 on to Bailey, but he kicked out again. The referee gets on Bailey as he struggles to get up. Osprey hits him followed by Storm Cutter and for the pinfall victory, and I believe he was double lucky when he won the match when he hit those moves because he hit the first time, including that Storm, hit him with the Oz Cutter and the Storm pile driver. And it says, the Osprey bows to Bailey as a sign of respect. And then we also had this Collier shot Gauntlet match. Jake something and Eddie Edwards start the bout, and with back and forth, Jake whips Eddie across the ring before Kenny King comes out as as three King helps Eddie and they hug, and as a honor no more reunion. Ju- Juventud Guara enters as a number 4 at Juve. If Juve drops Eddie and King with a double DDT, Juve punched Sheldon Gene off the apron, I should say, before King hits Juve with a spine buster. Johnny Swinger is number 5. King dive Swinger into the turnbuckle and drops him on his face. Juve swings King around and then clotheslines him out for the first elimination. And then Crazy Steve attacks Swinger, Swinger, and security has to take him out. Get Jiz, Jizzle Jizzle Shaw is number 6. I say Gizzle or Jizzle? I think it's Gizzle. Gizzle Shaw is number 6 and eliminates. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly, by the way, Gizzle Shaw. But, anyways, Swinger before Steve tries to stab him with a fork. Dreamer runs down and brawls with Steve. Judy Threat is number 7 now, and she scraps with Shaw. She scraps with Shaw. Evans and Vital save Shaw with from from falling out of the ring. Number 8 is Kylan King, and she goes off. She goes after Threat by slamming her into the turnbuckle. Shaw runs after Threat with a corner uppercut. Juve and Eddie work each other until Eddie bumps into him off the apron. Is off the apron. Number 9 is Sunny Kiss. From like she just left AEW. Like Kiss Shaw in the hand and presses her off the top by throwing her onto Evans and Vital. Number 10 is Bully Ray, and he comes face to face with Kiss. Kiss fought in front of him, and then Bully dances with Kiss. Matt Cardona is 11. Bully holds Cardona so Kiss can splash onto his crotch. 12 is Jordan Grace. and she comes face to face with Bully Ray. Eddie takes Bully to the corner instead. Before EY is number 13, he eliminates Eddie, and then number 14 it was is Joe Hendry, and his kicks Cardona's right away before dropping him with a follow-away slam. Brian Myers is number 15, and he spears Hendry. Cardona is matching Myers, and they come face to face before hugging because they're obviously best friends, of course. Like, so they're gonna do that, of course. Well, whether if he was gonna do that in the first place or he's gonna turn on him, like I guess it was guaranteed he was gonna do that. And then Kiss makes them butt hug, butt hug before major player toss. Kiss also Kiss is out. Kiss is out. Kiss is out. Health is or not or Heath. Not Health. Heath is number 16, and then Kylan with his father with his finisher, but Myers quickly throws him out. Number 17 is Frankie Kazarian, and he plants Myers with a slingshot DDT. I should say a slingshot DDT. In the slingshot DDT, Cardona is almost tossed out, cuz but but Kazarian before by out by Kazarian. Myers clotheslines Kazarian. Number 18 is Rich Swan, and he goes after Myers. Number 19, Jordan Grace, and he goes after several people, including Kazarian. Gresham Gresham pushes Jordy Threat off the apron. Number 20 is Dirty Dango, formerly known as Fandango, but he gets eliminated by some right after by something a leg a leg attack something, and security intervenes. Major player toss. Al Kazarian Gresham tries to throw Swan out, but Cardona bumps him out instead. Cardona bumps EY off the apron. Myers throws Gresham out. Major players hit something with a suplex. Jake hits running clotheslines in the corners. A major players. Myers low blows. Low blows something, and major players toss him out. Cardona throws out. Cardona throws out Myers. Final four is Cardona, Keelan or Kylan, Bully, and Grace. Bully clotheslines King, and as Grace tosses Cardona, Jordan and Bully started to single the singles match. Bully goes for a top top rope senton, but Grace rolls away. Uh, Bully goes for an elbow, but misses. Grace go goes for more back fist, and then lands the Jordan lands Jordan lands the Grace driver, I should say. Jordan lands a Grace driver with for the win, and she won this gauntlet match, and or not gauntlet, more like a battle royal, gauntlet battle, not gauntlet. I would say more like a what's it called? It is. Yeah, it's called your shot gauntlet, and she's been victorious. It looks like she's going for either the Impact Women's Knockout World Championship or the Impact World Championship. And what do you think? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We also had the knockout. Speaking of the Knockouts Women's Championship, we had Mickey James taking on Trinity. And it says right here, Mickey and Trinity shake hands during the the intros. They work each other's arms. Once the bell rings, they mount each other back and forth. Mickey fakes a handshake and puts Trinity and they traded blows and dodges and dodge kicks. They slam each other face first and roll out of the ring to recover. They roll back in the same time and meet face to face. Trinity hits a review and covers. Uh, Trinity gyrates gyrates back gyrates back in the same gyrates on Mickey James' face and kicks her away. Mickey kips up kips up and catches Trinity with a roundhouse cover. And it says right here, Trinity drives Mickey drives Trinity into the mat with her knees, like Trinity. Trinity usually does. Like Trinity usually does. Mickey goes for a Mick DT, but Trinity counters and plants her with a head scissors with a head scissors. Trinity turn it into a starstruck, and Mickey tries for the roll up. Trinity locks starstruck, in and Mickey taps. Trinity retains the Impact Women's Championship. And then this is where we have Josh Alexander taking on the champ Alex Shelley, the reigning Impact World Champion. It says right here, Josh takes Alex down with a wrist block After some grappling, they lock up again in the ring, and Shelley a headlock. Shelley goes back to a with a wrist hold, I should say, a wrist hold and tries a brief cover. Shelly goes for a boost, and Alexander chops him. Shelly hits a rolling elbow before Josh takes him back down. Josh stretches Shelly on the mat before they move to the outside. Shelly escapes a C4 spike. Alexander ends up running into the ring post when right into the ring post. Shelly duck. Josh regroups and pulls the champ into the post face first, and it says right here. Here, Josh takes Alex around the ringside area with a chops, which I bet Gunther was probably not happy with Josh Alexander and Shelley. But this is where, and Alex Shelley, I should say. Josh pulls Shelley crouch, I mean, pulls crouch first into the ring post, ring in the ringside. Josh hits a German suplex. Alex provokes provokes to the hand briefly before hitting a twisting neck breaker. Shelley drags Josh to his knees and stretches him arms arms across. Quickens the pace quickens as Josh lands a belly to belly toss across the ring. Josh goes face first in the turnbuckle. Shelley throws throws Josh with a snap German suplex, followed by sliced bread. But Josh but Josh catches Shelley with his own his bridging German into the cover. Shelley gets tapped into the stretch, but gets to the gets to the ropes where Josh hits a dragon screw. Josh goes Josh goes for the Josh goes for the Josh goes for the crossbody, but Shelley catches catches him and throws him into the barricade with with shell shell shock with shell shock Shelley hits a sliced bread onto the onto the floor, and but Alex rolls Josh back in before the count. Shelley Shelley lands a frog splash on on frog splash and provokes Border City stretch. Alexander out of get out and applies and an ankle lock. Josh takes him down into a knee bar, but Alex slaps his way from Josh hits a rolling elbow followed by a straight right. After brief after and forth brief forth back and forth. I should say Shelley hits Alexander. Alexander with shell shock, and then in a super kick to the ahead. Another shell shock connects. Shelly pins him clean to retain his Impact World Championship. He must have been double. He must have been lucky because he hit him with the shell shock twice. And the first and second time successfully executed, except he finally got it with the double lucky maneuver for the 1-2-3. And what you thought about this Impact recap? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But we're gonna move on to the next article, which is actual new, like a news story now. Is with some Corey Graves news. Is Corey Graves names top WWE star he believes will be a fan favorite by the Royal Rumble. And then and and it says right here on this article, the first stop to Road to WrestleMania is the 2024 Royal Rumble event, which emanate from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. While the specific lineup for this event is still uncertain, WWE SmackDown commentator Corey Graves recently shared a hot take that he firmly believes will come to fusion leading into the Royal Rumble. By the time the Royal Rumble rolls around, Gunther will be a fan favorite and widely wildly popular amongst the WWE universe, like without changing a damn thing about he goes what he goes. Corey Graves said on his certain I mean not certain on his recent After the Bell WWE's After the Bell podcast, he said that's the magic of Gunther. He's just good. It's this not this this is familiar. He's not this familiar to the back in the day when Mr. Perfect was around in WWE. Mr. Perfect was this guy who was telling you, I'm not good, I'm perfect. And if you met the human being or you buddy or anybody said that no, I'm perfect, you would want to slap the taste out of their mouth. But when Kurt Hennig got in the ring, from bell to bell, whether if he was against Roddy Piper or Bret Hart or insert or insert classic match here, people started going, he might be perfect and he may not want to buy his t-shirt, but God, never I never I I am never going to miss anything. He does it in the ring. He does in the ring, I should say. Yeah, he does in the ring. The ill that does I mean what he does in the ring. Going to miss anything he does in the ring. to illus- to illus- illustrate illust- in, il, to il, illustrate to illustrate Gunther's rising popularity. Grave referenced his title defense against Bronson Reed on last week's episode of Monday Night Raw, which is my 10th review on the SNA podcast. Make sure y'all check that out. And he also says, so Raw, after Gunther defeated Reed to retain the Intercontinental Championship, he he uh, he received a noticeable amount of cheers from the live audience, and 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 what's the ocu an occurrence is that was that an occurrence that as I said occurrence. My apologies, repeatedly saying it, occurrence that hasn't happened too often during his run as a heel. Gunther may not exactly match the reaction uh, Gar Gar the Garner Garner garnered, I should say, yeah, reaction garnered by L.A. Knight or Cody Rhodes. But Corey Graves is confident that the ring general is on track to becoming one of the most beloved WWE superstars. But what do you think about Corey Graves' hot take on Gunther being being the top to be the favorite of winning the Royal Rumble, the fan favorite? Anyways, what do you think about Corey Graves being the fan favorite of the Royal Rumble? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And but I think that Cody Rhodes is gonna win once again. But things could change. But things could change. I wouldn't doubt it. But I would say, to be honest, I would say Gunther was my second pick, like next to Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. But if Gunther wins, he'll probably go after for the World Heavyweight Championship, whoever is the championship, whether that be in Damian Priest or a Seth Rollins or even a Drew McIntyre. We're going to probably see this. And then if Drew McIntyre wins and be the top heel champion, we could possibly see Gunther turn babyface into this Royal Rumble win, like something similar what Drew McIntyre did 3 years ago, but it'll be about to be 4 years when the time is 2024. But I'm going to let y'all to be the judge of that into the comment section down below. We're going to move on to more news. Is we got some Kazuchika Okada news now. Is he's to team with Orange Cassidy to take on the team with Orange Cassidy on this upcoming AEW Dynamite. And it says, according to this article, on last night's double episode of AEW Collision and / AEW Battle of the Belts Part 8, it was announced that Kazuchika Okada will team with the current AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy to face the Blackpool Combat Club's Ryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli on next week's Dynamite. So far, Okada has only wrestled on Forbidden Door pay-per-views or the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which means that outside of his appearance on New Japan Pro Wrestling and anthology and anthology 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 show on Access TV. This will mark his first match on U.S. free TV, more like free TV when you get a TV subscription, like or TV month to month, like when you get a month to month payment subscription, I should say. Yeah, like especially for guys like me having YouTube TV, like it's not really free to me. Like only free like when you have it for a whole entire month. But anyways, this is where like really they say on the Blackpool Combat Club, like so far. Like it's TV. Like it's the first time he's been on marking since uh, his first ever appearance on free TV since he wrestled for TNA Wrestling, now Impact, but soon to be TNA again in in 2011. Okada is coming off a grueling summer, which saw him snatch was snatched defeat from the jaw of victory in the finals. As a jaw of victory in the finals, it says right here, Cassidy is currently in a grueling rivalry with the Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley. The former AEW International Champion suffered a concussion in his match with Ray Phoenix in September, and his inability to be cleared for a rematch led to Orange Cassidy winning the title from Ray Phoenix, and also becoming the first ever two-time international champion. The two men come to blows on last night's Battle of the Belts, Part 8, of course, and a match seems definite. The match will also be a rematch from the past summer's AEW's Forbidden Door event where Okada lost to Bryan Danielson in the main event. Despite Danielson wrestling with a broken arm, Danielson wrestled to action early from the injury and has said that he's likely prevented from healing 100% due to wrestling, making the limb a likely target for Okada. And what do you think about Kazuchika Okada making his AEW Dynamite in ring debut on live national cable I'm not in live national American television? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And what do you think about this being a shocker? And yeah, this was announced at last night's AEW Collision / Battle of the Belts Part 8, which I totally forgot the talk about when I was talking about Battle of the Belts, because I didn't have nothing to back me up on what exactly happened. So I had to improvise and see to talk about what just happened. Well, it was towards the mid and end of the match, and I apologize for that. And yeah, like you're gonna hear it right here. This is where he calls him out for that, and then he wanted to shout it, and he even asked like Moxley wanted to shout this title, like you come and get it whenever you're ready. But in the meantime, I'm gonna challenge Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli with my partner that I'm choosing for this Wednesday on Dynamite, and that man is Kazuchika Okada. And it says right here that the last time Kazuchika Okada wrestled in a weekly televised weekly televised American TV show, or on live on American TV channel, I should say, on live an American TV channel, which is which was back 12 years ago on Impact Wrestling in 2011 when it was TNA Impact. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. But I think this is really great for the Rainmaker, and then I hope they do get the win. Like they set the even odd score onto, or not even, I was a setting an even score right onto both what's his name, setting an even score right onto what's his name, to the Blackpool Combat Club, on my opinion, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all decide in the comment section down below. But we got some more rare Impact news thanks to the Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory event, where it gets ABC captured the Impact World Tag Team Championships, defeating the Rascals. And it says right here, upon capturing a briefcase in the into the Fest or Fired match at Impact World 1000, Chris Bay secures himself and tag team partner Ace Austin a shot at the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. ABC decided to cash in their tag team opportunity at Bound for Glory 2023, Impact Wrestling's biggest show of the year, after the Rascals Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, which I believe that's known as Nash Carter from NXT as MSK with Wes Lee. And then it says right here, Impact Wrestling's biggest show of the year, after the Rascals Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz successfully defended the Impact Tag Team Championships against Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. The stage was set for them to put the titles on the line against ABC next. And it says right here, as this title match unfolded at Bound for Glory, the Rascals appeared to be gaining the upper hand, taking down Austin and with a Meteora and a Swanton before they caught reach a three count pinfall, though Bay leaped off onto the top turnbuckle to break it up. This prompted Wentz to retrieve a can of spray paint from under the ring as Miguel drags Austin to his feet. Unfortunately for the Rascals, the referee immediately caught Wentz in the act, and after a brief argument, Wentz accidentally sprayed Miguel in the eyes with the spray paint. This allowed ABC to quickly dispose of Miguel and nail Wentz with the 1, 2, 3 for the victory, crowning them as the new Impact Tag Team Champions. With the win, ABC now begins their second reign with the Impact Tag Team Championships, ending the Rascals' reign of 5,500 days. I mean, you got 5,500, 55 days with the gold. Not 100, I said 100, 55 days with the gold. The Rascals originally won the Impact title at Emergence in the late August, defending subculture Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews subculture, like the former tag team, the NXT UK tag team champions, of course. What do you thought about this match and about the Rascals losing the tag team straps to uh, to the uh, to the paired up briefcase tag team winners, a brief the briefcase the briefcase winner, Ace Austin, Ace Austin and not Ace Austin, Chris Sabin and Chris Sabin and or not Chris Sabin, Chris Bay, not Chris Bay and Ace Austin. Chris Bay and yeah, Ace Austin. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We got some more Impact news now. Is former AEW star Sonny Kiss makes Impact debut at Bound for Glory. Saying right here, last night at AEW Bound for Glory, Impact Wrestling present its 50th annual their fifth annual Call Your Shot gauntlet with the winner earning themselves a trophy and a future championship match of their choosing. And it says right here, 20 competitors entered the match, whom were three of whom surprise and inclusion. One of those three entrants was Sunny Kiss, who was simultane, simultaneously made her Impact debut. And it says right here, former AEW star joined the fray from the number nine position. Nine position quickly tar- targeting targeting uh, targeting and eliminating giz gizzles. I should say gizio gizio. I should say Gizzo Shaw. Hopefully I pronounced that right. From the call from the Collier Shot Gauntlet, the debutant the debutant's entrance was followed by former Impact World Heavyweight Champion Bully Ray, who initial who initiated a dance off with Kiss in in the in the midst of the action, while Kiss certainly made the best of her Impact debut, her hopes of turned up to eliminate the former AEW star contest on the heels of her Impact debut. Kiss shared a reaction, taking it to X slash formerly known as Twitter, stating, "I've been I, I've been making an impact in professional wrestling for quite some time now. only a matter of time before Impact Wrestling called the the con the concrete the concrete rose. And what do you think about the former AEW star? But what do you think about that about Sunny Kiss's Impact debut? And do you think she gonna do successful, even more successful in All Elite Wrestling than she ever did in All Elite Wrestling? And yeah, like I heard that when her contract expired with the company, they did not offer her to sign. They left just let her go and let her go off to another event, the other adventures in professional wrestling. Which I'm not sure why Tony Khan did that. Like, and even if he's not gonna re-sign her contract, you could have at least let her know that and asked and tell her that we're not gonna uh, resign your deal because there's not for nothing for you to do here, and we cannot find nothing creative for you, so we're just gonna have to let you go on your contract expiring. And then she'll just be honest, like don't tell. Just don't let one of your employees' contract expire. Like you wouldn't do that to an MJF, would you, Tony Khan? Like you'll be trying to give him the highest offer again. It's probably because he probably has something creative for him, even with or without the AEW championship around his waist. But that doesn't mean you do that with the rest. That doesn't mean you be quiet and cold to your other employees that you don't see as a star in your company anymore. But luckily, the Impact Wrestling see that stardom in her, and let's hope. And even though I wasn't a big fan of her, and I made some jokes about like I'm not sure why would she be on both either the men's and women's division, like if women's not doing that in general, like, so I understand why is she's doing this into the men's and women's division, wrestling on sometime in the men's division, like teaming with Joey Janela in the process. Like I know she wants to be proven that she's far more dominant than men are, but still, like why don't you why won't you why won't you do that? Why won't you do that in both men and women and encourage the women to fight in the men's division through time to time, like what Impact Wrestling would do? But we're gonna see plenty of more of that regardless in Impact Wrestling. Whatever, either way, what's the deal is, but we're gonna see it in the upcoming future. But I'll let you guys be the judge in the comment section down below. We're gonna move on to the more news now. Is what uh, what reportedly contributed to Impact shifting back into shifting Impact shifting back to the TNA brand and what to expect. And it says, according to this article, now in January 2024, when MJF is out of as his contract expires. But anyways, in January 2024, Impact Wrestling will no more be no will be no more, and TNA Wrestling will arise like like a like a mighty phoenix, I should say, will rise like a mighty phoenix from the ashes. There are there are now more details on Impact's major announcement to rebrand. According to PW Insider, management wanted to find a way to unite the history of the promotion, while which has been named NWA TNA, TNA Impact, and GFW. Over over the course of the more than 20 years of operation, also cited Also cited as a factor in the decision was the fact that international business partner partners, I should say, international business partners prefer the original moniker and still use the name TNA initially. Furthermore, long time long time fans were 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 pulled by the promotion were pulled by the motion with a majority also preferring the original TNA name, and management noting that there are still fans chanting TNA at events. There had initially been plans to make the announcement at Slammiversary in July, but the announcement was pulled back to Bound for Glory. In the in Fightful Select Fightful Select is reporting that the trademark six-sided ring that TNA Wrestling used to use will not be coming back, with many talents saying they did not want to not want the punishing awkward ring to return, preferring the standard four-sided ring. Impact announced the rebranding the at last night's pay-per-view, and will cease bringing Impact Wrestling at January's Hard to Kill event and January 14th at the Palms Report, or Palms Resort, I should say, at Palms Resort, Palms Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. Impact Wrestling recently celebrated 1,000 episodes of the television program this year, even going as far as having Jake something and Dirty Dango wrestle in a 10-minute time limit match with the graphics akin to the promotion time on Fox Sports one in the early 2000s. But yeah, what do you think about Impact Wrestling possibly going back as TNA in January 2024? And do you think this could be a sign that they're trying to bring in the salt of the earth in their company and trying to give him the highest offer? And if so, like, do you think it's working? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But this is more than this. I'm not sure if it's more a coincidence. I mean, even if there was no bidding war with MJF, it probably would have went back to the TNA name, for like what they said, like the what they're called, the management. Yeah, the management thought of that. Yeah, like it was people in management that were that thought of bringing the initials TNA back, Total Nonstop Action, because there's still the recent casual fans that are still watching Impact Wrestling still chant that, like, especially the fans in attendance are still chanting TNA, TNA, like, and then that's what made the management of Impact Wrestling motivated of bringing the TNA name back, which I think this would be a great idea because, yeah, me and my brother I remember me and my brother used to watch it as TNA back in the day. And then this would be really great to bring them back. But I was like, can it be just as good like it once was? Like, Can it be like it used to be? Like what? I'm not sure if it can have that much, bringing in much I'm not sure if they can bring back the wrestlers like it did, like with the likes of TN, like with Tommy Dreamer, Rhino. Like I know like Rhino and Tommy Dreamer are on there now. Like they're still wrestling there, and the Dudley Boys is Team 3D, and there's probably another wrestler that oh yeah, Mickey James. But there's only those are like the only wrestlers that was from the original TNA days, and I'm not sure if they'll bring in other wrestlers unless they can make partnership do a partnership with AEW again, bringing back in the likes of uh, Christopher Daniels, Sting, uh, Samoa Joe. Then that would be definitely be like back in the. But I mean, they could do a really good like along with the new guys such as Josh Alexander, Alex Shelley, and what's his name? And oh yeah, Moose. Like he was in TNA when before they were full time as Impact, but and all the above, yeah. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below. And do you think it's gonna be be competition for WWE and AEW as a three-way competition? And if so, I would watch it occasionally, but I would just stick with AEW and WWE because they're the most popular professional wrestling companies into this into this day in this era. Yeah. But yeah, I would like to see some dream matches like with some like Josh Alexander. Like if they did the partnerships with in AEW again with Impact Wrestling or TNA, they what they're about to go as. But I'm not sure if they'll do it anytime soon. It looks like we're gonna have to see about that. But in the meantime, I'd like to see some dream matches. I could just name them, but I'm just gonna talk about them in another video. Y'all let me know down in the comments below what y'all think continuously. We got some WWE. We got some WWE former referee Mike Chioda news now, as like the WWE former referee news of Mike Chioda explaining why Muhammad Hassan character didn't last. And then, according to this article, the timing of the Muhammad Hassan character has uh, has been called into questions many times in the years Mark Mark Co 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 that's a Co Copini Mark Copini. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Copini. Mark Copini betrayed him betrayed him as portrayed him on WWE television from 2004 to 2005. According to former referee Mike Chioda, the the character simply uh, the character simply had no chance after he was introduced to the American masses with rounds from the events in September 11, 2001, still so fresh in their minds. On the latest episode of Monday Mailbag, Kyoto told host told uh, Kyoto his told host the host Brumwell, that while has uh, Company has the ability, the look, and the mic skills, and has a good person, was a good person. He got the short end of the stick in being given the character at the time. I remember him at the time. He said, I remember him getting a raw deal, Kyoto explained. Great, like, great build, great body, great talker, good work, and everything, everything. Nice guy too, but he was never able to bounce back from that. That's one character that they marked and maimed. The Hassan character, debuting in mid December 2004, was one of the most hated in WWE history, and with that in mind, it's to hard to faith them that company's run in WWE lasted less than a year. Looking back to Kyoto's point, Company had plenty of promise, even winning the OVW Heavyweight Championship prior to his call up, but the territory, but the terrorist gimmick through through toward toward like towards toward toward thwarted any main roster promises. The promise he would have had in Kyoto chalk he ever had in Kyoto chalks that up to just the way WWE did business with do business back then. The company has always fed off of what was going on around the world. Heat heat, but I don't know a lot of people like that. It would it was just too much. It hit home too much with the 9/11 and what he thought about this and what he thought about uh, uh this uh this confession from what's his name and what he thought about this confession from Mike Chioda. And do you think he had some wasted opportunity just because of that character, which we all probably would know about that. But I'm gonna let y'all decide about that in the comment section down below. I think the man had so much heel potential into his gimmick, and into his gimmick as the most hated heel in WWE at the time until 2005. But maybe they should have put him as a different kind of heel, something that's like sinisterly like a villain, like a typical foreign supervillain. Like they could have thought something like that, in my opinion. Like, and he would have been pushed to the moon. And even if he does turn babyface, like he could just turn into some kind of a overseas beloved babyface that supports his home country and his. I'm not trying to say like everybody should get this gimmick, but I'm just saying like he would he would do very well onto this very well the supporting his home country and also uh and also face the prejudice and face the other foreign prejudice or prejudice Americans that talk trash onto the like to the Middle Eastern countries in Mexico and Europe and so much more. Like this Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger gimmick when they were feuding with Alberto Del Rio, like talking trash about the Mexicans, game over and take over, trying to take over the America or whatever. Yeah, it was for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was all because for the World Heavyweight Championship. The reason why they did the storyline and with him talking like that towards Alberto Del Rio and the Mexican culture in general, which I'm not sure that was a great idea even though Zeb Culture was a heel at the time, but yeah, it was very uncalled for. To make it just to make this entertaining for the World Heavyweight Championship. Like it was already entertaining without that segment with Zeb Coulter with that promo about Mexicans in general. But but we'll have enough of that. But that's enough of that. We're gonna move on to the next wrestling news story, which is some Bianca Belair news now, as she discusses favorite wrestling ring gear and fashion industry. It is the aspirations. His aspirations. That's where Bianca Belair touts herself as the EST of WWE, and and while she while she might be the strongest and the quickest and the roughest and the toughest, she's also one of the most creative stars, well known that that Belair makes all of her ring gear herself, her ring gear herself, including some of her most iconic looks at big events like WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. The former WWE Women's Champion recently spoke on the Baby This Is Kiki Palmer about soon of her favorite gear. She's she created she created that she created the gear that she created. She said she tries to look at the themes of location where they're traveling that week, as well as the calendar to get in to get inspiration behind the looks, and she crafts one of the what and she says and the crafts and she says one of my favorite gears I have is from when I was in NXT. Belair explained. I was black and I was Black History Month, and I made a Black History in the making gear. I I think I think about the time of the year. For in, for instance, we just had SummerSlam, which was in Detroit. So motor, so like a motorsport vibe, and so I made like a motorsport type of an outfit for for WrestleMania that was in Hollywood. I made a gear that had like a Hollywood Walk of Fame star with my name in it, because that's my goal in LA, and we're in LA. When asked, and we're in LA, and when asked about her dreams outside of the ring, Bianca Belair said she'd love to get more involved with fashion. She's she's also looking to get in front of the camera to be seen by new audiences outside of WWE. And she said, "I love fashion. I want to be." Yeah. Okay. No, no problem. I'll gladly do that. Yeah. It's getting late. Right. You're right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. We'll take them out. Okay. But yeah. And he says right here, I love. And she says, I love fashion. I want to eventually get more in the fashion game, creating my own fashion line. And and one day, she said, but of course, acting, I feel like I've always had that in my blood, even from a little kid. Belair is currently taking a break, in, but this was, but yeah, yeah. What do you think about? What do you think about Bianca Belair? About her gear being inspired by her gear being inspired by the city she's traveling in, and also what do you think about her being out when her in ring career is over? What do you think about her being a model or an actress? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think she has it in her, especially in I'll say as a model she because she has some designs that she could possibly see her be addressing it in the runway, like when whether she's in a segment or in a match, and I noticed this, and even my mom noticed this about her, when she had when she had some outfits, like some look like some kind of a special occasion of uh, uh, fancy outfits, I should say, which she made herself, and also her in ring gear does matches the city that she's in when they're taking place when they're hosting their one of their premium live event shows, and where she's wrestling at, and what do you think about that in general as well? Y'all let me know down in the comment section down below, and we're gonna move on to the next. Move on to is where we got some Lyra Lyra Valkyria news now is why Lyra Valkyria hopes Jay Cargill ends up in wrestling on NXT WWE NXT, and it says right here on according to this article as Jay Cargill is WWE's hottest free agent at the moment. WWE NXT superstar Lyra Valkyria is hopeful that WWE's newest signee will land on the NXT brand. During a recent episode of the Busted Open Radio, Valkyria discussed her upcoming match for the NXT Women's Championship against Becky Lynch on night one of Halloween Havoc. And should Valkyria exit as WWE's Women's NXT champion, she is looking forward to facing even more competitors in the NXT women's locker room, including a possible bout with Jade Cargill. She said, "I know there's a lot of hype and people wondering where she's she's going to go. But if I win that championship, she'd be someone that I'd have my eye on, and would absolutely I would absolutely love to go up against her," Valkyria said, assuming Becky Lynch retains the NXT Women's Championship against Indy Hartwell on WWE's Monday Night Raw this coming Monday. And yeah, make sure you check that out, and make sure you check out my SNA podcast. Anyways, She will then move on to defend the NXT title against Valkyria on Tuesday special, Tuesday special NXT episode of NXT's Halloween Havoc, following the main event of last week's NXT. Valkyria is seen ripping up a photo of herself and Becky Lynch backstage, proclaiming her intentions to defeat Lynch in their title match as title match as Valkyria walk off screen. Jay Cargill appeared on the television monitor monitor behind her, taping on her watch, seemingly indicating her imme- imminent and permanent arrival to the WWE product, the WWE product, I should say. Excuse me. It also says since confirmed Cargill signing with them, the former AEW TBS champion has appeared on all of WWE's major shows, SmackDown, Raw, and even NXT, coming to face with the likes of Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Cargill has also met with WWE CCO Paul Triple H Levesque and Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative Shawn Michaels. And it looks like she could be at any brand right now. But I think that she's been on every brand, like going face to face with Becky Lynch on Raw, SmackDown, Charlotte Flair, teasing that they could be impossible potential feuds into either brand, which she'd be on. And then it looks like the self-proclaimed, soon-to-be NXT Women's Champion Lyra Valkyria is trying to lead in the way of what's her name, Jade Cargill, of joining the brand into the black and yellow and gold and white brand, and to have a big dream match for the NXT Women's Championship. But what do you think? Which brand is Jay Cargill is going to be? Is going to be on NXT? Is going to be on Raw? Is it going to be on SmackDown? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next news now. As there's backstage reactions to Adam Copeland's shoot promo on Ricky Starks. It says right here, Adam Copeland went off color on Ricky Starks during last week's AEW Collision, calling the AEW World Tag Team Champion a vanilla midget version of The Rock, which that was supposed to be funny. I'll say it made me and my mom laugh, but I'm not sure in management that anybody else was laughing, unfortunately, because right here is a much to the shock of AEW fans, while two wrestlers are likely to come to blows over the comments in the ring. At at some at some point backstage, everything is everything is copacetic, 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 I should say, copacetic. According to Fightful Select, there is no heat between Starks and Copeland over the comment. Copeland reportedly write Copeland reportedly writes his own promos and his and has since his last tenure in WWE, and was not said that said to be rattled in any way by the promo. Starks also had no animosity over the comments reportedly describing the comparison as as one he heard in the past. By accounts, all accounts, it appears that neither of the performers nor the company are uncomfortable putting the two men in a future segment. Furthermore, Copeland is said to be uh, acclimating well to the new locker room and has drawn no complaints, heat, concerns, or any other animosity. Since joining the company on October 1st at AEW's Wrestle Dream, Copeland says that he has been thrilled with his time in AEW, saying he appreciates the grassroots way he that he was able to get involved in the production of his debut video, which saw the WWE Hall of Famer tearing through the streets of Seattle in a muscle car. It was a lot of fun, Copeland said. I didn't realize how much I missed that. And yeah, they said there's no beef with him, but AEW is trying to safely not put him in a programming with one another with the absolute Ricky Starks and the rated R superstar Adam Cole because they'll probably lead in so much controversy and bad PR for the company in All Elite Wrestling. And what do you think about this? And y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think maybe it's for the best because for that simple fact reason why, because these internet negative marks online, especially on Twitter, is going to keep going to be starting to talk rubbish onto Adam Copeland, saying that he's basically burying and being unprofessional on Ricky Starks. But that's not. It's supposed to be just like a funny line, just for him to say, because after all, Ricky Starks is playing the heel. He's the baby face. So you should be seeing it as that way. He's of course, gonna take a dig off him. It's not like he's gonna bury him in the ring and basically squash him in the squash match like that. That would be way unnecessary right there. But he's what he's doing is he's trying to he's trying to get him over is like the next Rock, but he's calling him a vanilla midget version of him, which that's supposed to be a joke of him. They could possibly be the next Rock. And for those negative those negative marks on Twitter, please stop tweeting. If, like my great grandma said, like if you don't have nothing positive and nice to say, don't say nothing all on the social platform. But anyways, let's move on to the for the next. Let's move on to the next news now, as we got some we got some more news. We got some news about why this AEW star wants LA Knight, not Cody, to take Roman Reigns' WWE title off of him. And it says right here, when Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns had an intense stare down on the October 13th episode of Friday Night SmackDown, the obvious conclusion drawn by fans was that the American Nightmare was being prepped to win the undisputed WWE Universal title at WrestleMania 40. And while that could still be WWE's plan, but AEW star Thunder Rosa has advised Paul Levesque and his team to pull the trigger on another candidate to dethrone Reigns, and that being the man L.A. Knight. Yeah. Anyways, who will be like? Is it? And it says right here, who will be the next? Who will be the next that can be over as hell, that can take that title and take it to the next level? At this moment right now, on Friday night, on Friday it's LA Night. It's LA Night. Like now it's Friday. It's LA Night. Rosa told Busted Open Radio yesterday that they didn't push him, they didn't shove him down out 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 thrones it way naturally. And he said when and when faced with resistance from the podcast co-host David Lagrisa, Rosa doubted down, not doubt, double down on her take, using WWE to shock fans by having the leader of the Yeah movement prevailing at next weekend's Crown Jewel. The guy is hot. Saying the guy is hot with the fans. Rosa said of Night, everything like yeah, and everywhere you go. That's the kind of thing that makes a star. A superstar. He's a superstar. As the discussion turns to WWE's plan for WrestleMania 40, a member of the panel suggests the idea of the Reigns defending his title against both Knight and Rhodes across two nights. Rosa feels that such a plan will devalue Rhodes' pursuit of the title that has eluded his family. I think they're taking too long with too long with the finish of the story. Rosa added, I was I was kind of upset that he didn't get the title at WrestleMania 39 because he was hot at the time. I bet they were not expecting this either with LA Knight. They were they were not expecting him to get how hot he is at this point. And what do you think about Thunder Rosa's opinion about who should dethrone Roman Reigns? And do you agree with Thunder Rosa? Should it be LA Knight for him dethroning Roman Reigns for the undisputed championship at Crown Jewel, or do you think WWE should stick with the plans and have somebody else do it, like someone like a Cody Rhodes win the undisputed championship at WrestleMania 40? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, like it was kind of disappointing that Cody Rhodes didn't win at WrestleMania 39. But let's hope Cody Rhodes will bounce back and get an opportunity somehow and get a rematch at WrestleMania 40 if LA Knight doesn't beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And then the fans, yeah, they were like all the fans around, even in the UK, were massive LA Knight fans. Like I expected him to be some kind of a fan favorite, but not in this way, where the fans start chanting LA Knight, yeah, like every time he's on his Friday Night SmackDown, like when he does his when he cuts a promo and then he starts off saying, "Let me talk to you," and the fans start saying, "Yeah," as loud as they can. And do you think LA Knight's ready for this massive push against the Tribal Chief and slay the Chief and become the new undisputed WWE Universal Championship, or do you think that now is not the time for LA Knight? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Have y'all say yeah, while the rest say well. Like it's just that Roman Reigns is trying to make him much of the longer champion, and there's probably gonna be some screwy shenanigans, but it's not gonna bury the guy. It's gonna keep him strong and keep him hot faced, and it's gonna make him more of a mega star. And then this have the fans want more of LA Knight as a main event player in the game. That's gonna be my opinion on it, but I don't know how that's gonna be. Like whether if it being a bloodline being involved, and then it's gonna turn into some kind of a War Games match, or it could be some other heel that's on SmackDown, like costing him the match by attacking him and giving him a DQ win, and then that'll piss him off, and that will get him out of this feud for at the moment against Roman Reigns. But yeah, we're gonna figure it out very soon. But let's move on to the next news. We have Rey Mysterio provides potential WWE retirement time frame. It could be after 50th birthday, which he said last year. Rey Mysterio suggests that he may end his 30th year in wrestling, his 30th wrestling career, 30th year wrestling career before he turns 50. But as he now hears the age of 49, Mysterio isn't certain that's the case anymore. During a recent interview with the MMA Hour, Mysterio provided an update on his potential timeline should his body allows him to keep performing at the level it's currently at. Mysterio is open to pushing his initial retirement. Pushing his retirement like that. Obviously, the way he like pushing his retirement plans, like, and he said, obviously, the way I've been working for the past 34 years, I've been notified. I've been modified. I've been modified my work a lot for the best, but still being able to invest the audience in watching Rey Mysterio. He said, "I always like to come up, create moves that fans can say, wow, he's still doing it." And yeah, that's a part of my growth, and has a part of what's been keeping me healthy to be able to keep doing what I do. Sometimes they they tell me, bro, like, you don't have to keep doing this. This this where you slide underneath the ropes, hit the ground. But I love doing it. I like giving the fans always something special. And as it stands, Mysterio certainly reigns as the WWE's United States champion, and looks to be entering into another feud with Logan Paul, despite the massive age difference between them. And many of Mysterio opponents uh, follow WWE superstar Natalia, and asserts that Rey Mysterio's present work is some of the best of the career of his career. This in combination with Mysterio's un, unwavering wavering charisma motivates stars like Natalia to keep uh, grinding in the ring as well. And what do you think about Rey Mysterio still wrestling at the age of 48 and possibly retiring on his 50th birthday? Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. But he has one amazing career as 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 him as being a mass luchador. Yeah, is a mass luchador, and he's still showing that he still got it in his late 40s. And and he's still wrestling like if he's in his like 20s or 30s. Like, it's and wrestling in a full-time base. Like, you can see him every week on Friday Night SmackDown killing it. And then yeah, he's been told, like he said on this interview, that he's been told by people that he don't still have to do this, but he's doing this because he loves doing it. Like, this is his life. This is his career. Like, he wants to give the fans something special, like, and so that he can still go at damn near 50 years old. But yeah, he's gonna currently face Logan Paul at this upcoming pay-per-view in November for the United States Championship. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, like from this past Friday on my SNA podcast, on my SmackDown review, like, who do you think is gonna win? And y'all let me know down in the comments below. And and we're and just give me a moment right here. Okay.
You gotta feed Samson.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to talk about more of the wrestling news, like more of the wrestling news as soon as I get back taking care of some family business. But I'm gonna stop it right here. We're possibly gonna see a clip part 2 of this video. Just make sure you check it out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take care of this little family business, and I'll be right back. Super Ninja Austin's out for a second.